I didn't do anything. Okay, you go play the piano. Any more questions? Yeah?
I was wondering how it is being, like, a Christian in, like, the dance world. Like, something that, like, some of my friends and I talk about is, you know, being humble, but still being really confident, like how you're talking about. Or when you come into situations that, you know, aren't aligned with, like, you know, who you are, you know? Like, how do you, like, mesh those two worlds?
Well, it's just as simple. The proof is in the pudding. No one can ever say that Miss Prissy has done anything provocative. Never. I've never done it because I won't. Because at the end of the day, like, we're not perfect, okay? Duh. No one in here is perfect. You can try to walk a Christ-like life, but you cannot be Christ himself. That man was perfect, okay? At the end of the day, you can make smart decisions that will not defame your character. That's what you can do. And that first starts with, if you're going to be with an agency, you can tell I told my agency, look, I don't care how legal I am. Don't send me on anything that has to do with alcohol. I won't do any backup videos, none of that stuff in booty shorts. I don't do that because I have a daughter. And at the end of the day, she can YouTube that later down. I mean, you can YouTube Belle Biv DeVoe videos. Like, and that's back in the day. So what would she do if she YouTubed, Mommy, you was popping your booty on this man? Negative. She will never see me in that light. And that's how you nip it in the bud. I don't even go on auditions that potentially have things to do with that. Like, I was so scared to go on the road with Madonna because it was like, oh my God, I just did Rise, and people are looking at me as like this little girl from the hood, and she's strong in her beliefs, and you're on the road with Madonna, who used to date Dennis Rodman. Okay, great. But I learned so much from her. Like, she is not what everyone thinks she is. She's super spiritual. She's in her Kabbalah, whatever. She tried to get me to conform. I said no. You know what I'm saying? But she's a dope person. You just have to stand your ground. That's it. I mean, there's a lot of jobs that you can do out there that don't involve you losing who you are as a person. I already told my agent, like, yo, I will only do commercials and movies. That's it. That's it. Don't send me on anything else. I got called the other day to go on the road with J-Lo this weekend. I don't do stuff like that. Because anything that will take me away from her, I won't do. See what I'm saying? Just put your foot down right then and there. Any more questions? Yes.
How'd you get started in the media?
I started, as far as like entertainment, I started very young, before Rise, because I was already doing stuff like, I had already done like commercials for like Sprite and AT&T and things like that, because when I was younger, like I said, like I had already danced. I had did things like tournaments across the nation and stuff like that. And as I got older, I think like when I was 16, my mother got me an agent. And it just took off from there. The icing on the cake was Rise, of course. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if any of you have seen Rise, but you don't really see my story in Rise because they wanted you to believe that everything that comes out of the hood is ghetto and has no, like, no essence of, like, fine arts or create. They want you to, that's what they wanted you to think. You never saw where I lived. Did anyone of you see that? Like, you never saw my mother, but you saw Little C's mom, and you saw Tie-Dye's mom, and things like that, because they wanted you to believe that there are no gyms in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't live like that. My mother is a school teacher, and my father is a radiologist. Like, I don't know what it feels like to get shot or have to run from gang. I don't know any of that. I went to private school. You see what I'm saying? But what would I be rising from if they would have showed all of that? You know what I'm saying? But I did grow up in South Central LA, and my parents are foreigners. They're from Central America. So that's how I rose. Flower? Okay, yeah, do your thing. But yeah, that's how I did it, and I auditioned for an agency, and it just took off from there. Any more questions? The last thing that I'd like to say, somebody give me the time before I talk you guys into oblivion. Okay. The last thing that I'd like to say is, I don't know if you gained anything by me coming here today. I gained something by coming here. That's the, because if anything, I got to do what's going to make me feel good. Like, when she hit me and was like, yo, can you come? And I told her, yeah, I'll come this Sunday. She was like, what? Are you serious? I was like, yeah. Not like you're in Seattle. You're in Azusa. Like, it's not far. You what? Oh. Did you say excuse me? No. Say excuse me. All right. You stop. You can tell your dad all you want to. My daughter has an agent now, just by hanging out with me, and like I take her everywhere with me. Like, I mean, I want her to be around this. Her father's an actor, so it's just like she's gonna be around her regardless. You know what I'm saying? It's like it'd be crazy if she grew up and became like a soccer player to me. Like, that would be like, really, where'd you see that? Because I don't play soccer. But like I was saying before, Sadia, my main reason for coming here is not just to teach you guys, but to do this. Because if anything, it's not about how many YouTube clips are up of me on YouTube and things like that. It's about me coming here and mentoring you about something that I had a hand in creating. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of, I don't like to mention their names, but a lot of these founders of Crump, they like to glorify just themselves and say that, yo, I created Crump. You didn't create Crump. Crump had already been here. We found it. You understand that? God creates everything. He just puts you in a position to find it. You understand that? Yeah. So, for those of you that have been educated that Tight Eyes is the creator, that's a lie. For those of you that have been educated that Little C is the creator, that is a lie. For those of you that have been educated that I am the creator, that is a lie. The truth is, we are the founders of this movement. We are the reason why you have an interest in what we found. That's the correct way to explain that. Because on YouTube, you know, a lot of them are glorifying just themselves. And at the end of the day, that's what stagnates the movement. When you take the I out of the equation and you realize that I have to do this so that we can make this stronger, it just makes everything better. So, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed what I had to bring to the table today. And I hope that it sheds some light on the situation of Crump. And for those of you that have any questions that you didn't really want to ask me in person, you can hit me on my Gmail. Good? Thank you. You have anything to say?
Stop it.
Masadi, they got Buck. You want to get Buck?
No.
That's fine.
We'll go back.
No Buck?
We'll go back.
She caught you, paparazzi. All right, so you want to do it one more time to film it? Yeah.